he's not the only
Second
one.
career,
You can add
third career
Suarez
win
right
ever
there to that
no.
list. Bowman, Herbst.
Fifth career win ever for the Purple 55.
And this is
Stenhouse in.
Yeah, at the beginning of this race, it didn't really start off thinking, man, this is going to be like a normal Texas race. And then the grenade went off and blew everything up. And you know, this car right here, Chase Elliott has been fast, as you see. Kyle Busch, I think, going past
Passing cars, huh?
Yes, Carson
ninth place.
Oh, whoa! And you see Carson right there, very aware of that car inside of him. That thing got loose, and you saw him go up the racetrack.
Aborted.
Good awareness from Carson inside that car.
And that'll bring William Byron, the 11th place car, right to him. Whoa, that right there is a great picture of what an aerotight situation is. He drove to the bumper of that car and picked up a massive push, had to lift out of the gas. Just dumps all the downforce, all the air out from your race car.
And what happens right there when it goes through those choppy bumps on the other end of the racetrack in 3 and 4? Pit, pit, pit. Here we go. But you'll hit those bumps and that car will take off, as we're going to watch William Byron get on the pit road right here.
Good way, Mark. Stay here. All red. 3, 2, 1, flash.
So Byron pits from 11th place, as Ross Chastain is also in. So 2 of the top dozen cars begin the pit stop cycle here.
And that'll put the pressure on him, just like we saw earlier in the race with Bell. Believe it or not, we were talking about Bell then, right? He pitted first and ended up being in the lead because of that situation.
Yeah, and then we kind of saw it. Most cars follow suit, and then we saw some cars run it long and put themselves in a spot to pass cars easier at the end of the run.
Looking at Busch and Bowman on pit road, along with Austin Dillon, Eric Jones. Scheduled green flag stops that they hope will take them all the way to the checker. Oh, Ross Chastain, too fast entering.
And that's the type of stuff when you get down to the end of these races that you just can't afford to do. It puts you
can't overcome it.
You have no time to overcome that.
And Chastain was 8th when he entered pit road. Connor Zilic is in. And right with him, Ryan Preece. Zane Smith in the pit lane with Ty Dillon.
Yeah, you see that 9 car. That's a great point that Clint just made right there, was talking about how high up the racetrack that Chase Elliott is right now. We saw this earlier with Corey Heim, but as these tires get enough air in them, see him right at the top of the black, that they get enough air to go through that bump right there in turns 3 and 4. So when the tires get enough air in it, it keeps them from hitting the limiters and the ground, and keeps that car is much more stable through all the bumps.
Zane Smith in and out, Shane Van Gisbergen in his pit, and Chastain did the penalty drive down pit road. Here comes Chris Buescher for what he hopes will be his final stop. Josh?
Chris Buescher has been on the free side for most of the day, but he's been able to manage it. Never a top 10 finish at his hometown track. Trying to get the first one here today. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for Chris.
And the leader is in. Chase Elliott bringing Tyler Reddick in with him.
This is when the pressure is on those pit crews.
Regan?
Like halfway down the back stretch, Alan Gustafson's at pit this time if you can. Chase telling him that the car is the best it's been all day this run. He's been able to manage that right rear very nicely. Josh?
Tyler Reddick in that 45 has been losing all his time on entry. Said I need to be just a tick tighter. It'll be 4 tires and fuel for the 45.
All right, Denny Hamlin gives up the lead to come to pit road. Noah Gragson is there. So is John Hunter Nemechek and Josh Berry. As green flag stops continue. Regan.
Well, the report from driver Denny Hamlin, the crew chief Chris Gale this run, just a little bit too much on the tight side. Wants a little bit of help with that.
So that will leave 8 cars on the lead lap who have not yet made this green flag stop, as you see on the pylon.
There you see Riley Herbst right there. Look a little bit slow coming to pit road. Not quite as aggressive. Coming around that corner.
Herbst gives up second place to pit. Jamie?
Well, Kevin, they had just warned him, do not speed during these green flag stops. Remember, this is just his second career start in the cup here at Texas. He hasn't said a whole lot. Pretty happy with that race car. Air pressure adjustment, wait on the fuel. Good stuff by the guys.
And Jamie, I like what you said right there. That rookie driver, be patient, be under control. Do not get too much and get caught speeding coming onto this pit road and beat ourselves, take ourselves out of this good run that we've got going.
Bubba Wallace in and out. A.J. Allmendinger in the pit lane. So now 5 cars have not yet made this stop. Hocevar, Blaney, Heim, Keselowski, and Briscoe.
And that's exactly the strategy that we saw earlier in the race. You either want to be on the front side of it or wait and have yourself an advantage so that you can get by the cars that you need to pass later in the run with fresher tires. And you see Ross Chastain right there. That pit road penalty put him all the way from a top 10 running position all the way back to 30th.
2 laps